What did we just do?
We just packed our first box.
Why did we pack our first box?
We're moving.
Where are we moving?
Into a van. I cannot believe it, but we have been living in our van for a whole year now.
And today, we're gonna show you the good, the bad, and the ugly about van life. And to help do that, I drew some pictures for you. So on December 3rd, 2021, we went to Springfield, Missouri and picked up our van for the very first time. The wait is over.
We're here.
We have been waiting for the past 7 months for our van to be done. And today is the day.
The day.
Let's go inside and see it.
Come on in.
What do you think?
Into our new home. Oh my gosh, I love this.
Oh, the countertops turned out so good.
So pretty. This is so awesome.
Like, this turned out better than what we could have thought, for sure.
That's awesome. I love it.
And although we had a slight idea that moving into a smaller space on wheels would be difficult, we had zero idea about all the frustrations we would run into.
We also knew that we were gonna have a lot of adventures and a lot of fun in this van, but again, we had zero idea just how much we would love it.
Now, I will admit that in most of our videos, we don't give you guys a full picture of what van life is about, but we get asked all the time about how practical van life really is.
So in telling you the full story of our first year of van life, we want to show you the hardest things that we didn't expect, things we've had to troubleshoot, changes we've had to make to the van, and ultimately answer the question, is van life worth it for us, and will we continue?
So if you're even remotely interested in van life, watch this video to the very end. So let's start with day one. So night number one in the van started off with a flat tire.
Well, our first night in the van's getting real interesting. We have a flat tire.
This really sucks. I bet you every tire place is gonna be closed. So there we were in the middle of Springfield, Missouri with a flat tire, and it was after hours and all the tire shops were closed. And to make things worse, it was the inner tire of the dually. So we had to have a jack to jack the van up, take the outer tire out, then get to the inner tire and fix that, and we didn't have any of the resources to do that. This is the tire that went flat, and as you can see, it's hard to get to because of this tire, and we don't have the stuff to get to it. Luckily, there was a mobile tire repairman who came and fixed us up in a matter of minutes.
So TJ's on the phone with him right now, and he's outside. He seems really kind, and I think he's gonna come to help us. We do have a spare tire, but we don't have jacks or anything, so we can't change it ourselves.
Good guy. He found a nail in the tire.
Yeah, and then the next day, 24 hours after picking up the van, I was, no joke, running around the back end of the van. The doors were open. We have a bike rack that sticks out past one of the doors, and I ran right into it. I ran into the bike rack about 20 minutes ago.
Mary Catherine just smacked her head on that thing right there. How you doing?
It really hurts.
Yeah? Yesterday, she hit her head on that shelf.
And then I hit it on the bed. It was down just a little bit, and I was walking to the back, and I hit it on that.
Just getting all those out of the way.
Yeah.
Right there.
Don't touch it.
You gonna be alright?
Yeah, it really, really hurt.
It's all the blood, sweat, and tears we put into these videos. Subscribe.
I didn't know it was getting like this, but before we got here, got parked, and TJ saw it and was like, you need to look at your head again. My eyebrow was itching and I couldn't scratch it because it hurts to touch anywhere up here right now. So I have a headache now. I won't run into the bike rack again. And it was the second time I'd hit my head and the first of many, many, many times I would hit my head in this van or on the van for the first several weeks.
That's right. We were filming this video right here. And I swear, guys, I was on the roof with the camera, and when she hit her head on the bike rack, the whole van shook.
Yeah, like my brain did not feel normal for at least 5 days.
And then, just as we were getting used to the van for the first week, we were in Fayetteville, Arkansas shooting this video, and it had been raining for 2 days, and so the ground was super soft, and we were backing the van up, and it started to slide. And there was a pond on the other side, and we were actually really afraid that the whole van was gonna fall into the pond.
It was so stressful.
Whoa, 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 stop, it's gonna roll!
TJ's getting the winch rolled up. Oh no, oh my gosh, it's lightning.
Luckily, we had our winch, and we learned how to use it the first time, and it saved the day.
After that, we recovered, and just a couple weeks later, at the end of our first month of van life, we finally got to take her on her big maiden voyage out east, and we spent about 10 days in DC and the surrounding states, and it was really awesome until the light bar on the front of the van almost fell off.
This whole piece right here is literally hanging on by like a little piece of metal. That is what it's supposed to look like, and that's what that one looks like. Now I have to figure out how to take this whole thing off, because we obviously can't drive with it on. Keep this in the van with us.
And on the way home, all of the power quit in the van.
Like nothing would work, and we couldn't plug the van in to charge it. Everything quit working. So on January 3rd, we took the van back to the shop in Springfield, Missouri, and we moved in with MK's parents for what we thought was gonna be just a week.
6 weeks later, we did pick the van back up, but then none of our travel plans worked out for March or April. And honestly, at this point, I was really disappointed, and I was craving like a home and a place where I could just come in, take my shoes off at the end of the day and relax. And the van didn't feel like that at all. It was probably late April or early May before it really felt like home to us.
But in June, we finally got our chance to head to Illinois, a brand new state, and we got about an hour from our campground in Chicago when we received a phone call that Mary Catherine's grandmother had passed away. So we turned around and moved right back to Arkansas.
At this point, we were about halfway through 2022, and we were, 6 months into van life, and we had not tent camped in a new state for the year. We also had not gotten to really live in the van on the road like we had planned and wanted to, and everything just felt really defeating.
But by now, we were already signed up for RAGBRAI, which was the last week of July. What are you doing?
I'm ordering our new bikes.
Why are we getting new bikes?
Because we're doing RAGBRAI 2022.
And we shifted all of our focus to just getting to Iowa to do RAGBRAI.
After the way the first half of the year had gone, I said out loud to multiple people on multiple occasions that I was going to be surprised if we ever got to Iowa to begin with.
But we did it!
We did it.
And this is where the year started to turn around for us. All of our travel plans for the rest of the year were in place, and we actually got to complete them. But this is also the point in time where we realized we had to make a few minor adjustments to make our van more livable.
Yeah, for example, we added this lovely little trailer basket with a beautiful generator to the back of our van because our solar panels didn't work at all.
It was awful. It decreased the functionality of our van, definitely. We scraped that thing everywhere we went because it was too low, and it made our van super long. So once we left Colorado, we went back to the shop in Springfield, Missouri to get the solar issues fixed.
2 weeks later, we went back to pick up the van for the third time, might I add, and it was finally working the way it was supposed to from day one.
And believe me, it was really nice to get rid of that generator.
So from here, we started working on just a few more changes that we wanted to make to the van, and none of these were things that we thought of before living in the van. They were simply changes that we just thought would be useful for us after we moved in.
I feel so wrong for drilling holes in our van. Whew. Done.
And in my opinion, it's made it a little more homey. So let's show you.
All right, let's start with the outside of the van. So we added some cameras, and that way we can see what's going on outside the van when we're inside the van. And if we're ever away from the van, we can see what's happening around our van. One of the things that they added at the shop was a whole new set of batteries. So we doubled our battery capacity. If you remember from our van tour video, we had 2 solar panels. Well, that was never gonna be enough to charge our battery bank. So they added a few more. We also added the Starlink system so that we have internet in remote places.
Now let's go inside. First things first, we added some drawer organizers to this top drawer, which obviously made everything so much easier to find. After that, we wanted to free up some space in the pantry, so we added these spice racks above our counter. They are magnet strips, and so all of these jars just have a magnet on one side. They have labels, the lid comes off if you need to like scoop stuff out, or they turn so you can open it to shake things out of it. And then it just goes right back there. One of the things that we saw most in the comments on our van tour video was about how neither of these cabinets had doors on them. And let me just say, nothing falls out. Like, it's a rare thing that things fall out of these, but just to be sure, we did go ahead and add this net, which has been nice in a lot of ways because we can keep a few bigger things up there now. But if you pack it right, which we can do even better than we did in that video, then it all stays. And it works really well.
So another minor change that we made to the van that makes all the difference is this little thing that we put our phone on. And as you can see, it doesn't work very well. Our phones fall off this all the time. I picked this up at a random gas station. So, getting rid of this, and we replaced it with this. This is a product from JOYROOM. It is super solid. As you can see, it's electronic. When the van is on, it closes on your phone to keep it nice and snug, and it's so secure. Like, we hit bumps, we go off-roading with this thing all the time, and our phone never falls. And the best part is, it charges your phone wirelessly. So all you have to do is plug it in to your USB, and it turns on. To be more specific, this is the triaxial electric wireless charging car holder. We're gonna link this product in the description below.
And just so you know how much we love this product, we've actually been using it for several months before filming this video so that we could test it out ourselves, and we cannot recommend it enough.
We added one more thing because this is one of the only USB plugs we have up here, and we want to be able to charge our phones and tablets and stuff. So we also got this from JOYROOM. We actually have a cigarette plug up in the dash, and we plug it in, and then we plug our phone charger to that. It also has a USB-C here, and on the other end it has 2 USB plugs and a USB-C plug here, and it charges your phone pretty fast.
Huge thank you to JOYROOM for sponsoring this video and for thinking of the little things that make van life so much better. JOYROOM makes a lot of other products as well, and you can click the link in the description below to check out all that they have to offer. One of my favorite additions to this van was actually all TJ's idea, and I'm so thankful, and it was this rug. It's really, really nice to put my feet on a rug in the morning and not just cold floor.
What a year it has been. It didn't start the way we wanted or planned, but we ended up doing some of the coolest things on the 50 States tour so far.
So, the most common question we keep getting asked now is, how do you like van life? Are you gonna keep doing it? Is it worth it?
We can confirm that despite the challenges we faced at the beginning of last year, we are gonna continue to live in the van.
Yes, we have figured out solutions to pretty much all of the issues that we've had, and at this point, if new ones come up, I feel confident we can troubleshoot them, and we've had just the best time. Like, we have made some of the best memories of our life since moving into this van, and at this point, neither of us really has a desire to move back into a house anytime soon.
So if you are considering van life, we 1000% recommend it, but do your research first. Watch as many YouTube videos as possible, try to connect with other van lifers, and figure out what's gonna work for you.
Before we go, I want to say a big thank you to all of you who have been watching or are watching now, because we have big goals and exciting things planned for 2023, but none of it would be possible without you guys supporting us through watching our videos. So thank you so much. We hope you've had the merriest Christmas and the happiest New Year, and we can't wait to adventure with you guys this year.
Let's go! But if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that now.
Yeah.